Welcome to the Wake and Bake series, where I take you step by step on sourdough recipes so you don't waste any more of your time and money ruining your sourdough. Episode 2, classic sourdough loaf. A couple of important things you need to start is a scale and a large bowl. If you don't have a scale and you find grams to be a foreign language, don't trip. I'll have cut measurements in the description. You need active bubbly starter. It's important to use your starter when it's at its peak rise. I fed mine about 7 hours ago. 125 grams into the bowl. 375 grams of filtered warm water. Now we're going to whisk until it becomes milky and bubbles start to form. 500 grams of unbleached bread flour. 12 grams of salt. Combine everything until it becomes a shaggy dough. Once it gets too hard to whisk, get in there with your hands until everything's combined. This is how your dough should be looking. We're going to cover it with a damp towel and let it rest for an hour on your counter. It's been an hour. We're going to start our first set of stretch and folds. Stretch it out, fold it. Be careful not to tear the dough. Stretch, fold. Quarter turn, stretch, fold. I like to do 2 full rounds of this. Let it rest for 30 minutes. So we're going to do our second set of stretch and folds. Grab one side of our dough, stretch, fold, and let it rest for another 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes, third set of stretch and folds. We're going to continue repeating the same process and let it rest for another 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes, last set of stretch and folds. We're just going to repeat the process. This is how my dough looks after the last set of stretch and folds. We're going to cover it up with a damp towel and let it bulk ferment on the counter for about 5 to 7 hours. This will depend on your temperature of your home. We're just going to let it double in size. Now that our dough is done bulk fermenting, we're going to laminate and shape. Start by flouring your surface. The dough should fall out on its own. To laminate your dough, you're going to be stretching from each side, creating a rectangle shape. We're going to do a tri-fold, fold in one side and fold in the other. Now we're going to roll it up. We're going to create tension by rolling and tucking. Roll and tuck. I like to do this until I have good tension on my dough. You don't want to overdo it because you can rip your dough. Place your dough in the banneton, seam side up. Now we're gonna let it cold proof in the fridge overnight. Our dough's been cold proofing overnight for about 8 hours. It's time to bake. I have my Dutch oven in the oven preheating at 450 for about 40 minutes. Lightly flour your dough mat. You can also use parchment paper. Add flour on top of your dough. This gives it that aesthetic look. Time to score your dough. You can do any design. I like to keep it simple. I make one cut on the side, then we like to get fancy on this side. After your Dutch oven has preheated, go ahead and add the dough. Bake at 450 for 30 minutes with the lid on. It's been 30 minutes. We're going to lower the temperature to 400 degrees and put it back in for about 10 minutes with the lid off. Your sourdough should be looking like this. Now the hardest part, letting it rest for at least an hour. Boom!